Welcome, everybody, to Flat Earth Nation, now called Mud Flood Was Armageddon. Don't let them tell you anything else unless they're willing to debate you in a fair and honest way. We're waiting on Tommy. He's in the other room getting ready to check in. Now, we want to make a viral video for Mud Flooders, and I wanted to, I got reacquainted with one of my favorite songs from 1989. And thanks to, I heard it. There was a disc jockey that played it for years on his morning show. And he was one of those guys that, was always older than us and, seemed to know about the rock and roll and the history of it. And in Chicago, everybody looked up to Lynn Bramer. And so he used to play this band called The Call. Now, I'm waiting on Tommy to sign in, and I'll send him a link, and then we'll let him listen to that song. Tommy, you out there? Let me go just see what he's doing. Well, there he is. I see that he's looking at it, so he's probably going to be sending me a link real soon. And I also want to hear all your opinions on this song too. So there's the main man, Tommy. How you doing, Tommy? And I also want to hear all your opinions on this.
I may mute you too. On my end. All right.
Now, are you going to be able to hear the song? Or should I send you the link and let you there?
All right.
Now, are you going to be able to hear the song? Or should I send you the link and let you there?
All right.
Now, are you going to be able to hear the song?
Yeah, I should be able to hear it.
Because we're getting a crazy echo.
I fixed it.
Oh, okay. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and play it. If you want to, do you want to listen to the whole thing and then comment?
That's fine. Sure.
Okay.
As long as it's not like a overture and it goes for 10 minutes.
This song jumps right in. So there's a couple of people listening, and let's just do it. Ladies and gentlemen, The Call from 1989, just reaction time.
Here's to the travelers on the open road. Here's to the dreamers in the bars. Here's to the teachers in the crowded rooms. Here's to the workers in the fields. Here's to the preachers of the sacred word. Here's to the drivers of the wheel. Here's to you, my love, with blessings from the Lord of the day. Here's to you, my love, with blessings from the Lord of the day. The day begins. Here's to the winners of the human race. Here's to the losers in the game. Here's to the soldiers of the bitter war. Here's to the wall that bears their names. Here's to you, my love, the blessings from above the day. Here's to you, my love, the blessings from above the day. The day begins. start. Here's to the doctors and their healing work. Here's to the loved ones in their care. Here's to the strangers on the streets tonight. Here's to the lonely everywhere. Here's to the wisdom from the mouths of babes. Here's to the lions in the cage. Here's to the struggling of the silent war. Here's to the closing of the age. Here's to you, my love, with blessings from above, my baby. Oh, here's to you, my love, with blessings from above, let the day begin. Here's to you, my love, with blessings from above, let the day begin. Here's to you, my love. Blessings from above, let the day begin, let the day begin, let the day start.
There you go, Tommy.
Okay, do you want me to tell you the truth or do you want me to lie to you?
No, I want you to talk about the music and the message.
Okay. First off, I heard it before. I remember the song, and I don't know why you would do this to me. I left it in 1989, and you brought it back. Why would you torture me that way? I didn't like it then, don't like it now, don't care for it. It was bubblegum rock. There was a lot of songs like that in the late 80s, and I didn't care for it. I didn't listen to it. I'm sorry. That's
Okay, now, name one. Name another song like that in the '89.
another bubblegum song from like
Another
89.
bubblegum song. That I mean, let's talk about the message. Do you think
The message is a good message. There's nothing wrong with the message about, you got to just, look out for everybody out there. Everybody counts. Everybody matters. It's, let's go. Let's hear it for this guy, that guy, even the poor lion in the cage. I understand the message. I understand all that. I just didn't care for it. That wasn't my style of music. You said, oh, it's a kind of rocking, kind of music you like.
Rock. Well, you do what you do and you think what you think until you
Right.
hear otherwise. So how would you know?
Well, you know how I am about music. If I like something, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. That's what I was talking about, my algorithm. That dang thing puts music groups in there I've never listened to once, ever. And it puts it in there.
Right.
But that song, that was typical for the times. That rock and roll music, when you had the early 80s through where Van Halen blew up, AC/DC blew up, all those rock bands, Motley Crue, just a bunch of those glam rock, metal / hard rock. And then there was groups like this that got the radio play. Those guys did. These guys did.
They didn't get that much radio play. But here's what I didn't, for me, let's just go over we have just a few minutes, go over the lyrics. Here's to the babies in a brand new world. We would I wanted to look at it as like, maybe it is a brand new world. Right. Here's to the beauty of the stars, travelers of the open road, to the dreamers in the bars, teachers in crowded rooms. Well, a lot of that's brought on by themselves. A lot of our education needs to be reworked, but it's a shout out. Workers in the fields, preachers of the sacred word, drivers at the wheel. Well, right now, they want to program your truck because there's not enough people to drive cars or drive trucks.
Right. There's more than enough, but they'd like you to believe otherwise.
Now, how many really of us feel like nowadays, at least in our ages, but in 1988, I mean, here's to the winners of the human race, losers of the game. In 89, right, the Vietnam War was still a thing there. So that, I mean, really, that was our only bitter war at the time. We've lost a few since then.
Right.
Yeah, but for me,
yeah, the lyrics, like I said, it touches on every aspect pretty much of life. It doesn't miss pretty much anything. It hits it all. And like I said, that message going into the 90s, I remember them, working on the narrative, changing the narrative from, sex, drugs, and rock and roll of the 80s to, this new age, more new agey crap.
Right, and really,
that's when they introduced the rap. And
as a poet myself, you've touched on the desperation, because I have a feeling that he was ready to end the song on "Here's to the closing of the age," but he needed that,
that line, that rhyme.
A, B, C, B rhyming pattern here for cage and age, and that's just too much of a reach. But it did bring in the closing of an age, and that's a new kind of a deal. I do want to just preview what I'm going to be talking about tonight, Mr. Tommy, and show you that there may have been somebody out there, as early as 2016, 2017, because this person, and we're going to be going over this video tonight, why I believe Christ returned in 70 AD, part 1 and 2, tonight. This one has 2,600 views from October 9th, 2017.
Wow. That's not much.
And Tommy, this guy, I mean, the first part, everyone that I preach to would believe it. But when he gets to part 2, all of a sudden he goes into like how happy he is with the 2,000 years, and it just gets kind of wonky in part 2. So we'll go over that, but it is interesting because, I mean, he has it cold, man. He's holding his Bible. Somebody asked him a question, and it ends up needing next part 2 next week. He goes, well, I'll show you why Jesus had to come back, or Jesus is a liar. And so we'll be looking like we're going through that. I want to thank you for your honest opinion of the music. Because in reality, there was a time like in the 90s where we went all the way up until we found out in 2009 that there were banks too big to fail, but we could fail. And ever since then, they've been saying, oh, the economy is getting better every year. We heard it through Obama. We heard it through Trump. Every day, the economy was getting better. And now Biden, it's still not that bad. Something's happening. But there wasn't. I used a song like that to say, let the day begin and let's go to work and do our thing. But Tommy, those days are over. What's your day look like? Give us a put on your back and the progress of what we can expect today when you go to the doctor.
Right. Well, on the song in that time, I was 21 years old. The last thing I was doing was paying attention to politics, and this music was not in my sphere. Just that whole time in my life, I was just starting to gear it up, baby. the partying and the women and everything was just getting started. So I was fully immersed in the culture and in the narrative. I was on that big wide path, baby. So that kind of stuff. My first reaction when I heard that song was, it was dumb then, it's dumb now. I knew what it said in it, but that message back then just repelled off of me. You know what I'm saying? My vibration was so low then, that was just, don't even pay any attention.
The problem is that there really is so much gusto out there for people to grab if they are so inclined.
Right.
And
But as far as the rest of the day, we're leaving here for Houston in about 30 minutes. I'm going for my first appointment with the guy who does the spinal cord stimulators, and I'm gonna go over there and get set up. Hopefully today I get an external trial put on so we can gauge its effectiveness. I don't anticipate getting it today. They'll surely make me come back for another appointment for another $80 to do something that'll take 10 minutes. So it's going to be 4 hours of driving for maybe probably 20 minutes in a room with somebody who's actually going to make a difference. So
and that's what people don't realize is that they only charge you $80, and I guess your time 4 hours there, is
back ain't worth it.
Free to them. You don't get paid by the hour like they do for it.
Oh, and because I didn't get my eye appointment yesterday because I walked in and they're like, "I'm sorry, sir, you're gonna have to wear a mask." And I said, "I ain't wearing no mask." And they're like, "Oh, well, then you're gonna have to reschedule this appointment." And I said, "Why would I do that? Is anything gonna change?" And so I didn't get my appointment, and I know going over to Houston, they are huge mask Nazis there. When I went for my last appointment, we walk in the building and Kathy's like, "Put your mask on, put your mask on." I ain't putting my mask on until I absolutely have to even make an attempt. So I walked around quite a bit, and one person went, "Oh, sir, do you have a mask?" And I pulled out of my pocket. I said, "Yeah, I got it right here." And I just walked away from him and started the motion and put it back in my pocket. Got on the elevator, went in the doctor's office, and they were like, "Do you have a mask?" I said, "I sure do." And I just put it back in my pocket. But I'll get some friction today. So I'm going to carry me a mask just so I can get my appointment. And doesn't that suck?
Yeah.
Put us in that position that they won't even check my eyes and get me a prescription glasses because I won't wear a mask. And that's just, wow. And the lady says to me, I said, "I'm immune. I appreciate it, but I don't need one." And she goes, "Well, it's not for you. It's for the doctor. She's going to be right in your face." And I said, "Well, I've had quite a few eye exams and never did they get in my face. They're, quite a distance from me and I'm not sick." And she says, "Well, she's pregnant and it's for her protection." And I just laughed.
Because she chose life for that baby. But if she didn't, I mean,
And she says, "Well, it's corporate policy." And I just kind of giggled and went, "I'm not subject to your corporate policies.
Yeah.
I'm just not." And so I walked out laughing and told them, "Yeah, have a good day. God bless. See ya."
Right. You can squint one more day, or you can go down there to your local Walmart or Rite Aid or Walgreens and get some of those cheap or just regular glasses. You don't need to get prescription readers, man.
Right.
Yeah, your eyes are pretty good except for the reading.
Yeah, they're not bad, just the reading. But at night, I can see, but it helps. It helps clarify signs and things like that. I can see them a lot sooner. Right. That part. Yeah, it helps, but I can still drive without them.
Right. We can't see through other people's eyes, and we can't try to walk a mile in their shoes. Anything you want to close on, Tommy? I got to go get ready to go ride along. Tommy, I'm going to the big city today, so I'm pretty nervous.
My same message, good discernment and good vibrations, man. We love you guys. Appreciate anybody and everybody.
All right. Well, put your version of how you liked the song by The Call in the comments. And remember, it's a Flat Earth Nation. We're never going to tell you anything else. Why would we? We're trying to prove that we have your best interest at heart. Amen. Hallelujah. Aho.
No, I should have had the